Alright, I'm just going to make a test video here. See how well recording works. I've been fiddling with settings for about the last 20 minutes. I think it's going to be okay. You can't really make it perfect because streaming it is never going to look as good as recording it, unfortunately. So I had to make the settings look good for streaming, not recording. Obviously, there's a few things I could do to increase that, but obviously you want to keep the bit rate a little bit lower, just so you know everyone can watch fine. So if you're playing your first game, Crusader Kings 2, which I highly recommend, I think it's a great game. If it goes on sale, of course, pick it up. It's one of those things. If you bought it when it came out, maybe worth full price. Unfortunately, now because there's so much DLC that you don't need the DLC because they release free expansions as well, but the thing is, you need the DLC. Playing without it really limits you. Of course, it didn't on release, but now that there's so much, you really want that full experience, especially because if you're looking up any information about the game, everyone's talking about the latest stuff. So if it goes on sale, get like a bundle or something like that. It's the best way to do it, in my opinion. Anyway. If it's your first game, the high Middle Ages are what you want. Anything too far forward, the game's already going to be fairly set in stone, and you're not going to have enough time to play around. And anything too far back, like the Viking Age, for example, you'll see I don't have Charlemagne, which is over here, but the Viking Age, you're just going to get crushed. Because pagans are everywhere, and they don't care, and they will kill you. It's not fun. But what can you do? So it's your first game. The game will start on this terrain map mode. You're going to want to switch that. Independent Realms is pretty good. You want your start to be Stamford Bridge, 15 September 1066, which is the start of the big war between, you have William of Normandy, you've got, you know, the Harold Godwin or something, Harold. Then you got oh no, here you go, Harold Hardrade. And I think it's also Harold of Godwin. Yeah, it is. Okay. I was a bit confused with two Harolds. Anyway, huge war. Very defining moment in medieval history. Over here you've got, you know, France, which has a boy king at the moment. Everybody hates him and is stronger than him, and historically he manages to hold it all together. It's quite impressive. Over here you have the Holy Roman Empire, struggling, you know, to reclaim the legacy of the Carlings and all that kind of stuff. You've got the giant Byzantine Empire over here trying to be Rome again, which will never happen. You've got the Umayyads down here and all these kind of stuff, just a bunch of the Muslim nations. Over here in Spain, the political climate is crazy. You have, these three are brothers. Their sister lives one of these little spots right here. Or their mother, I forget. But anyway, these are cousins of these guys, and everyone here is backstabbing and murdering, and historically quite murderous and incestuous among this area here of Spain, and it's just holy wars all day, every day. It's awesome. You have Russia over here, which is a lot of fun. I haven't played too much of Russia. In my original days, back playing Crusader Kings 1, I played almost exclusively Russia. I don't know why. But originally I played somewhere over here in Rostov. There's a little place. Tver, there it is. It wasn't this guy. Or it might have been him, but younger. I don't remember. Anyway, and then you've got, like, you know, the Mongols eventually come over here. Just more tribal stuff, and then India. Unfortunately, you're playing the first time. None of this matters. Ignore the whole map. Like, it's huge. It's impressive. Ignore it. We're just going to focus on this tiny little island over here. This is, of course, Ireland, as some of you may know. Hopefully, most of you know, but you know, some people aren't so good with geography. And we're going to play specifically these two provinces here. Now, if you turn on, you can look at all the different stuff on the map. Independent Realms, which is this one, shows like the big blobs, like the empires and stuff. This will show counts, which are just people that only own like one or two little territories. Dukes own a duchy, so they probably own 2 or 3 territories, or counties as they're known in this. And then, of course, kings show the actual kingdoms. We're going to play a duke, though. which is our best chance because when you're playing the first time, you want to reunite Ireland. You want to take all these people and you want to put them under one banner. So the best way to do it is to play a Duke, which means you're a little bit above everybody else. And playing as Mumu here, Burchad of Mumu, of Wa Brian, I believe it's Wa. You start with 2 territories, because you need 80% to create the kingdom, I think. So we need the majority of these. So starting with 2 gives us a huge advantage over everyone else. So we're going to do that. Never click Iron Man mode. You'll just regret it. I like playing on Iron Man, but for the first several times you play, don't, because you're going to make a mistake. You're going to want to save load. It happens. Don't feel too bad about that. So we're going to do that. Now, Crusader Kings, you're just like, whoa, I'm overwhelmed. It's a Paradox Games. There's crap everywhere. Yeah, totally, I agree. It is a dynastic game. In the sense that, what I love about Paradox Games is they're all very different. So in this one, we're focused on a bloodline. You know, oh, it's like, oh, England versus Scotland. No, 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 no. All the game cares about is the characters. That's really all that matters. Territory is just a way of driving you to do things. It's a very narrative game in that sense. So, we are now King Murchad of Mumu. We are a very cool looking dude. We have an heir who is our son. It's nice having a son early on. And you lose the game, not when all your territory is seized, although that might cost you the game. You lose when your entire family is dead. So first thing you do, click on House of Brian, and you'll see our family tree, which we can scroll around. It's huge. A lot of people documented in this game. None of these people matter at all. They're actually all dead. So, we have a brother, a half-brother who's alive. We have another half-brother. But if we click here, you'll see we have 1 child. So starting at Murchad here, everything down, as long as one of those exists, we're not going to die with an asterisk. But that's primarily what you want to do. So this page is very important. Your character is very important. We are 39 years old. It tells you when you're born. There will be a Wikipedia link if you are an interesting character, which is a lot of fun. I like to play historical characters and read about them on Wikipedia and other websites and try and do what they did better. Or just not die, because a lot of them just get killed off horribly. Anyway, sorry. So, the family tree is another way of looking at that. So starting here, we can look over at Brian and everything. So let's start right here on this page, because it's the most important. This is our character, our wife, and our heir. Your heir is not necessarily your son. Your heir might be someone who's not in your family. And that's going to be determined by the laws tab. We'll get to that later. You see our siblings, our grandparents, all our family information right there, really easy. We have 2 titles. We are the Petty King of Mumu. Petty King is basically just a duchy that calls itself a kingdom. So it's kind of the worst of both worlds. You count as a king because, you know, you're so arrogant that you do not accept being called a duke, which means you cannot be vassalized, which is bad. Because sometimes you just want to be like, England, protect me. Can't do that. And we also own a county, which is this one here. We own one of these 2 provinces. This one is actually owned by this guy, Earl Ragnvald of Ermhamhain. You'll see here, he looks Norse. He is. He's Norwegian. So he's not of our culture. I don't know how he got the job, but he has the job. He's actually an alright dude, and he likes us, which is good. So he's our vassal. The problem with having a vassal is they don't pay you all the money the county makes. They don't give you all their troops, and they don't even necessarily support you all the time. You can get around that, and we'll work on it. For the meantime, anytime if you want to get to your character, just click here. So we're not married, which is the first thing you need to do in the game before unpausing. Your diplomacy, these are your stats right here. Diplomacy directly affects how much people like you. I forget what it is. It might be every 1 point of diplomacy people like you plus 5. I think it's something along those lines. It might be 1 for 1, but I think it's a little bit janky. Depends on a few other modifiers. Point is, having high diplomacy is very, 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 very good. All your stats affect events and actions that happen in the game, but diplomacy directly affects how much people like you. In a big kingdom, this is very important. In a small kingdom like ours, not really. Our martial affects how good we are at leading troops, which is very important. It affects how many troops we have in counties we own. So, for example, if we go here, this is our county, this is our castle, and if we look down here, our levy, our martial skill gives us plus 5% of troops, which is like 50 or something. So that's quite nice. Now this place here, you'll notice we don't get a bonus, because our martial skill does not affect a county we do not own. And his martial skill is 10, which is default. So he doesn't get a bonus either. So having vassals with high martial skill means their counties are going to have more troops. Conversely, stewardship is very important because it can... apologies. My brain is having a little bit of like a random firing synapse stuff going on. It's like I try and say one thing and it just diverts. Stewardship, however, it determines how much domain. I know you're looking like D-E-M-E-S-N-E, demesne. That's not domain, it's domain. That's how you pronounce it. It's just old Latin junk. It is domain, though. So just say that and just feel a lot better. So my domain is 1 out of 3. That means I could own 3 counties. So I could own this one, and this one. Any more than that, and you take penalties. First off, everyone likes you less because they see you as a tyrant. And also, you get less money, you get less levies. It's not good. It's always okay to be 1 over your limit. But, you know what I mean. So, stewardship, however, affects that. It also affects how much money you get for each county you own. So let's say I'm playing a really crappy king and I have 1 stewardship. So I'm taking a huge penalty to how much money I generate in taxes in all my counties. Maybe in that case, I want some vassals to own my territory with high stewardship. It's hard to say, but generally, your stewardship is a stat you want very high if you're a small kingdom. You can't affect that. Your character... Most characters have semi-random stats. They're sort of predetermined, but the bonuses they get down here are sort of random. Some people are set in stone, and if you create a character, you can do just that, but, you know. Intrigue affects your plot power. It is how good you are at doing intrigue events and things like that. We'll get to that later when we get to the intrigue tab. It's very useful, though. But, end of the day, if you have to pick a stat to dump, learning, but then intrigue is your second one. Unless you know specifically you are going to be trying to kill people off, you're going to be trying to steal titles, all that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't worry about it right away, because the game can be easily, air quotes, won. You win by having a good time. There is no definitive win condition of the game. But having a martial is better than intrigue 9 times out of 10, unless you are going for a specific strategy. And learning simply gives you 1 technology point. So, sorry, let me explain. So, for each point in martial, you get 1 extra technology point per month into the military technology. Stewardship does your economy, and diplomacy does your culture. Learning gives you 1, 1, and 1. So having high learning means, oh, I'm getting a lot more, technology. So you'll see here, learning plus stewardship, learning diplomacy, etc. However, you can always get technology, and it's okay to be behind, because you will be behind. The Byzantine Empire starts far in advance of everyone else, and they stay that way for a long time. Perhaps the whole game. It's okay to be behind on technology. Don't ever feel like that's a big thing. It's nice to be technologically advanced, but in this game, compared to other games, it doesn't matter at all. just minor bonuses, except for the buildings. So, we've done all our stats now. Again, our domain size, this is our vassal limit. This is based on your diplomacy as well, and it's how many vassals we can have. So we have 1 here, but when we become a huge kingdom, like I just did a game where I, conquered England, Ireland, right here, Wales, Scotland, so I have all this. I had about 30 vassals, and my vassal limit was only about 28, so you have problems. If you go over your limit, people like you less, again, you have trouble controlling them. It's not good, so just keep that in mind. Unfortunately, what that means is you have to make some vassals more powerful by giving them more territories instead of having more smaller vassals, but that's alright. So this is our levy size. You just mouse over this and it's going to tell you how many troops you could, in theory, raise by yourself and with all your vassals. So it's a very good stat. If you're ever like, oh, how big is my army? Just click here, boom. It's about that big. This is how much money you have, and mousing over will tell you your balance. This information is also, also displayed up here, because it's important. So that's how much money we're making every month. 2.12 ducats. Prestige, pretty good. Actually, I suppose it's like gold pieces or something now, but coins, it depends where you live. But anyway, prestige is very important. It's one of the more important stats. Some would say more so than money. Your prestige will go up or down based on your stats and how much land you hold and stuff like that. And fighting will increase. There's lots of ways to make prestige go up. However, your prestige directly affects how much people like you as well, and not just your vassals. So, if you get up to like 2,000 prestige, everyone in the world will like you more. I think it's like they like you 1 point for every. I think it's 1 point for every 50 prestige, or 100, something like that. So I think 2,000 is the cap, though. It's everyone likes you plus 20. It's very good though, because again, when you get a bigger kingdom, that's important. And your piety is also, of course, very important. As in the Middle Ages, having the Pope like you, having people think that you are a good person, is awesome, and you are going to be spending piety to do things, because a lot of things you had to get the Pope's blessing on to do. So down here will be our traits. Again, these are semi-random depending on the character you pick. Some of them are set in stone. So this time around we're a tough soldier. Martial +3, learning -1, health +0.5. It's very good because your health is a hidden stat in the game, and it determines how likely you are to live tomorrow. Obviously, the older you get, the harder that is, and having a very high health means your character is more likely to live to 80 as opposed to the usual of 50. I have seen a character reach 100, but at that point he was just a vegetable in bed, so hard to say. Anyway, and a personal combat skill +1, that doesn't really come into effect too much. It does a little bit during war if you're commanding, and it does during tournaments and stuff like that, but I haven't seen that come into play too much. Now, you'll see we are content, which is, it's very nice to have content characters, but it's better to be ambitious. So we are kind, and the green symbol here means it's one of the 6 or 7 virtues. If it was red, it's one of the 7 sins. Generally better to have virtues than sins. And they, of course, counteract each other. You can't have opposing ones. We are just, and we are brave. Brave is a very good trait. And we get a combat modifier because of our personal combat skill. So that's excellent. The book symbol here, if you look, it's kind of a book, tough soldier. That means it's I forget what the term for it is, but it's like an education trait, that's what it's called. What that means is, if my character teaches a child and like mentors them as growing up, I have a very good chance of giving this skill to them. And you see, it's only 2 points. Tough soldier is not the best. My son is also a tough soldier, of course. Let's find somebody who's not. William of Normandy should be quite good. Oh, That's Flanders. Come on, Normandy. Am I missing it? Right here. There's William. So yeah, William is a brilliant strategist. So perhaps I was friendly with William. I would ask him to teach my son growing up so that my son could become a brilliant strategist as well. It's not a 100% chance, but it's pretty good. It's like 80, I think. So that's something you really want. You can also, of course, get bonuses like Siege Leader here. Very cool. But that comes with time. And you'll see William's stats are far superior to ours because historically he was a pretty crazy person. Now, one thing I should mention, our stats are actually quite high because of our state stats. Now, how this works is we have a council, and you'll notice we have some very good council members. This is their skill. Everyone on your council gives you a bonus of directly 1-to-1 with their skill. So, our Chancellor is 17 diplomacy, so we have 8 plus 17 diplomacy. It's awesome. And when you have a wife, your wife gives you half of all of her stats. So we should do that right now, actually. It's the first thing you should do in the game. Click to choose an ambition. Always get married if you're not. It will give you 10 piety. Which again, piety is very useful in this game. And let's go find a wife. You have 2 options for finding a wife. Technically 3, but the third one's a bit advanced. So number 1 is, well, I would like a higher stewardship so I get more money. Okay, let's sort by stewardship. We can get this girl here. Midas Touch, very good. You really want... it's one of the best learning skills, education skills. However, so she's not bad. Number 2 is you look for an alliance. This will give us an alliance with Duke Guilhem the 8th of Aquitaine. Not bad. I happen to know he's not very important. So, I mean, for us right now, because Aquitaine is in this area here, France. Someone like Maria, the Princess of Norway. She's of the Yingling Dynasty, which are very prevalent in Norse history. They're very powerful. And on top of that, if we look at the map, Norway's right here. It's huge as well. And Norway's also right here. So if we go to war with Scotland, England, the Isles, or, Wales, we have an ally that's very close and able to help us. Norway's already at war with England, so they don't like them, so that's good. The other one, it's a bit more advanced, is looking for traits, and I don't think there's going to be any of them right now. Type strong, no. No, okay. But there are traits in the game that are genetic traits, like genius or strong or quick. And they have a very good chance of being passed on to your children. So sometimes you want to marry a wife with that, just so you get kids that are smart and strong, and you build these super kids that don't have the best stats, and maybe your wife doesn't have the best stats, but their children will now be able to be amazing. Because you are planning for the future. It's 1066 right now if you start where I told you to, and the game goes for about 400 years at this point. So you have a long time to make things work. So let's go ahead and pick a wife. I think Denmark's not bad either, but I think trying to get Maria, the Princess of Norway, is quite good. Let's see. She's a thrifty clerk. That's okay. Fertility bonus is always good. Means a better chance of getting children out. She's cynical. That's fine for us. Wrathful. She's chaste, which... I mean, that's bad, actually. Because you want to bump out babies. And temperate. So maybe we'll look for somebody else here. Let's go back to searching. Let's look for a alliance. Okay, well, this lady actually is amazing. I didn't notice her before. So Gwenllian, a courtier. Now, a courtier, she's a lower rank. We will take a prestige hit marrying her. That's okay, because she's Welsh, they're right here. And in fact, the kingdom of, I forget how to say this, Povis, I think, Povis, is right here. So you see 3 counties, not too bad. And having an alliance between Ireland and Wales, that sounds kind of good. She's a brilliant strategist, a defender, cynical, ambitious, chaste, which, oh, you're killing me, girl. And deceitful. She was almost amazing. If she wasn't ambitious, I would marry her in a heartbeat, even with the chaste, because it's okay if we don't pump out kids, because I already have one. Unfortunately, ambitious means she'll probably try and kill my kid off, so that she can get hers on the throne. That'll happen. Princess of Hungary, no. Princess of Denmark. Well, her stats are fairly average. She is a legitimized bastard, but she is a princess nonetheless, and Denmark is right over here. And they often have trouble with England as well, so she might not mind. Let's go for her. So we're going to attempt to marry this woman with ourselves. We would receive 6 prestige from marrying into the house Estrid and 100 from marrying the relative of a king. Send that out. So she's 16, we're 39. It's a little gross, but hey, her being 16 means we'll probably pump out some Norwegian, Irish kids. Awesome. Well, Danish, but sorry. So let's get to the meat of the game. We've got our, these things are telling us we're not married, our heir isn't married, we should actually marry off our son as well. Who is that lady we were just looking at? And I said if she wasn't ambitious, I'd go for her. Who was she? Right, Gwenllian. We're going to marry her to our son. Now, she's chaste, which is a little worrisome, but we only need them to get 2 kids out. 3 will be amazing, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and do the marriage here. To our son. So he gets 3 prestige. That's it, but that's okay. Because her being ambitious, deceitful, cynical, all those bad things is not bad when you have no children, really. Unless she kills her son off, and then we got some issues. But for now, we're fine. So, let's get to the heart of the game. We need to conquer Ireland. That's a thing. How do we do that? Well, our character, actually, the King of Mumu, he's going to start with a claim, I believe. Yep. So, because we are a duke, let's go ahead and click that. We are the petty King of Mumu. We click that, and we click de jure. You always want to click this. It will say some stuff here, like it's part of the Kingdom of Ireland, which is also part of the Empire of Britannia. None of these exist. However, our duchy covers these 3 territories, but we only own 2 of them ourselves. So we are able to, by right, we have God's will to conquer this territory because we are the king of these territories. This man should be under our control. So right away, we can just declare war on him. Which, you know, hey, let's just do that really quick. Well, before we do that, let's check. So he can raise 1,134 men. He only has 44 gold, so he's not going to buy any mercenaries. Let's go ahead and start a war. Okay, so we want to raise, sorry, click on the military tab. You raise your personal levies and your vassal levies. Your vassals are going to hate you for doing that over time, but that's okay. Your personal levies cost you money, your vassals' levies cost them money, which is rough. We want to merge these together, and unfortunately, we only have enough for... Okay, so I'm going to teach you a little trick here. We had 2 armies here. So the main army is, of course, our main. We have 1 flank, and we're going to send these guys over here to be a 3rd flank. If you have 2 flanks, you will kill anyone, no problem. It doesn't matter the numbers if they only have the middle flank. Guaranteed. It's extremely important. So they have 2, but if we get these guys together, we have 2 flanks, and we will sweep in and kill them really fast. So spacebar unpauses and I pressed the plus key to increase time. Excellent. So we're married now. We can either collect 7.85 gold as a royal aid duty, or we can... No, the people respect wealth. 7 gold is nothing to me. I'm going to take the prestige. So we are married, and people like us more. And we can get a new ambition. We could... Okay, excellent. So we can get a new ambition here. And let us pick... Oh, we already have a son. Have a daughter. Tempting. Alright. I'm just going to go straight for Become King of Ireland. This is going to give us events that help us achieve that. Because we already have a son, we don't really need it. We'll merge these armies. You'll see we have our 2 flanks now. And we'll march on them. Now, important. Click on the territory you're going to invade. Okay? You'll see there is a river that flows between this province and Twadhumain. That's where we are. So we want to go over here. And if you hold shift, you can key that up. And we want to invade them from the side, because if we go this way, we get a river crossing penalty, which is huge, and will murder you. You can also see... Where do I look at it? Oh yeah. If we just mouse over it on the left side of the screen, or the right side, sorry. It says terrain plains, and it is a mild winter. The nice thing about Ireland is these are things we don't have to worry about. Okay. So we will just attack him here. Yes, I know, our vassals are upset because we're using their troops. So as you see, we crush this guy, no problem. Conquest in Ireland is very easy because you don't have to worry about terrain for the most part. And we captured Martin here in battle. He's now a prisoner. Excellent. So let's go over and invade their home province, because they're going to try and retreat. Anytime the enemy retreats, you should chase them down and try and finish them off. Otherwise, they're just going to come back full strength and kill you later on. Now you see our war is down here. Oh, we're just going to chase them down a little more. And our war is at 49% in our favor. Excellent. Okay, those guys are dead. And we're actually going to, right now, go in here and lower our vassal levies. Reason being, we don't need them. We really don't, and we don't want them to hate us. Because we've already beat this guy. He doesn't have anything left. To siege a province, you'll see we don't have enough here. Destitute noble from a former enemy corps for permanent hospitality. There's 5 gold, or he can only stay for the night. Yeah. To siege a province, you need more attackers than they have defenders. So we are actually going to have to raise these guys again. Sorry, boys. Back in here. The 47 isn't going to do anything, so I'm going to disband them. We'll save that vassal some trouble. This means you can call in allies. Just click it to immediately bring up the call to war. We don't need Sven in on this one, so I'm not going to call him. I want him on a more important fight. He won't always come, but calling them in more often means there's less likely to show up. Over here you have the messages. These are important ones, the top one high priority. And it's just saying our wives have arrived at court. And Martin is being captured. We don't really care about Martin. Sieges take a long time. They may take up to a year, maybe 2, maybe 3. It can be a bit crazy. But you'll see the progress right there, and also on the right, you should have this tab. Tells you how much money you're making and stuff like that, how big your army is, where it is, and your percent. So a lot of stuff we don't really need to worry about right now. And clicking on this anytime brings up the war history. So you see we got some victories, we can mouse over, see how much percent of the war score we got, etc. Now, while this is going, it's going to take a while to siege these provinces. Let's look at our other tabs. Our council. This is stuff you want to do at the beginning of the game. Oh. When staying in the cold combat after another, I could not take it anymore. Oh dear. So, our spy master has annoyed us a little bit. So, our council, we're allowed to tell them to do things. Again, you want to appoint someone with the highest skill in their category. So, the chancellor, of course, diplomacy. This guy has the best, far and above. So let's look at what we can do with them. The Chancellor can improve diplomatic relations. This makes your vassals, or whoever that you put in the territory of, like you more. So, say if I want the Humhain guys like me more, I just improve relation there. Not going to, though. Fabricate claims is a very good one. In fact, we're going to be using that right now. Let's put him to fabricate claims. Well, sure, we'll go for Connaught. That's okay. So what this is going to do is he has a 16.61% chance yearly of basically conniving and finding a way that we actually have a claim that we should rightly own that territory. Then you just pay for it in prestige and gold, and you're allowed to declare war on them. Because you can't declare war on someone that you don't have a reason to. Let's see right here. And have a Casus Belli. That's okay. That's probably what you're going to be using this guy for the majority of the time. Our Marshal, 9 times out of 10 you want him training troops. This gives you more troops and increases your base troop limit in your capital territory. You can also have him research military tech or suppressive volts. So Dissent is something you really shouldn't worry about too much. It's fairly obvious what it does, but it's a bit more of an advanced thing. Your Steward, awesome. So we've sieged the first part there. And we don't have enough troops to siege the second. How many do we need? A lot more. So we're going to have our troops go back home and rest up, recuperate, and then we'll come back after. So, again, in the meantime, now that we're training troops, we're actually going to have more troops here, so that'll be alright. 9 times out of 10, you want to collect taxes with your Steward. It just gives you money, and early on you need a lot of money. Overseeing construction lowers the build time of things you try and build in that province. Early on, you don't have money to do that, but it's very good later on. And research economy tech is actually pretty good, but again, we're not going to worry about that. So Spy Master, I'd normally just like to put him on study technology, throw him down here in the Byzantine Empire. Oh, we can't reach that far. Ah, that's rough. Okay, fine. But that gives you events that bring up and give you extra technology, so you can catch up. Scheming is good. It you put it in your home territory, and it sort of finds out what's going on. Building a spy network. Just finds out if people are doing things. We'll just have him scheme in our main county right now. See if anyone's trying to kill us. And the court chaplain, researching cultural tech is good, but it costs money. Improve religious relations is extremely good. So we're going to put that in our main county if I can get to it. He's not married. Well, see what I can do about that. Just one thing I should explain real quick, sorry. If we go here to the main page to our vassal tab, you'll see we have a bishop. A bishop as a vassal. Now, the bishop likes the Pope of a 73, so he really likes the Pope. He only likes us 54. If the bishop likes the Pope more than you, he pays you nothing, and the Pope gets all his taxes, and temples make a lot of tax money. So we want to make him like us more than the Pope, so that he pays us money. Now this isn't true for any of your other vassals, just your bishop ones. So you see we gotta wait for these levels to get a little higher. We'll go back to the council. So these are done. Clicking this little button here means the counselor is forbidden to lead your armies, so they can't get killed off in battle. That's really important for some of them. Your marshal you might want to have in your army, but everyone else you might just want to check, like, don't lead the army, I need you on the council, you have good stats. We can look at our laws real quick here. Alright, so it'll tell you, well, right now we only have Mumu as a county. As you get your kingdoms up, etc., that'll change. So we are Gavelkind, which is terrible. It's the worst kind. It basically it means our children, everything we own is divided amongst our children. So right now it's not bad. We have one child, but eventually that means if we have like 10 children, well, they all get a little bit of our kingdom when we die. That's not bad. That's good for your kids, but it's bad for you because when you die, you play as your primary heir. And he's only going to have a little bit, while everyone else has a little bit. The easiest thing to do is get it on primogeniture. It's not the best, but it's very good early on because it makes it simple for you. All you have to do is remember, okay, it's primogeniture. The oldest son gets everything. So all you have to do is just make sure your oldest son is doing well, and if your oldest son sucks, you can always try and kill him off and make your next oldest son able to. Now, agnatic cognatic. Ireland starts agnatic cognatic, which is really nice. It means men or women can reign the throne. Men first, and if there's no men, then women. A lot of places are just agnatic, which means women cannot. So if you have 10 daughters and you're like, where's my son, and you die, you lose the game. But yeah, try and get primogeniture. To do that, you'll see here, we have not changed the succession laws. We have not reigned for 10 years yet. We are not at peace. We have no regency, etc., etc., etc. So all we have to do is reign for 10 years, and then we can change it to primogeniture, and then our son gets everything. Also in the laws tab, you'll see you can control how much you tax people, how much levies are, etc. The problem with this, so you're like, oh, hang on, I'm not taxing my feudal nobles. If I click this, I'm taxing them 20%. Wow, that's awesome. Problem is, if your feudal vassal opinion drops below 0, they don't pay you. So it's a balance. It's one of those things you might want to bump this up. Again, church taxation. You're thinking, man, I really want to like put that up medium. Look how much more money I'm going to get. But if your bishops don't like you, you don't get any money. You know? The best thing I find is city taxation is very good to make high. Because who cares if the mayor doesn't like you? That's fine, he still pays you. And feudal taxation, let's go ahead and throw this on small. Actually, that's something we'll do. So it's going to make this guy pay us a little bit, but not too much that he doesn't like us. In the technology tab, there's a ton of different technologies. They don't matter. Like, they're all really good, but they don't matter the first time you're playing the game. You can leisurely go through on your own time and look at them. I will say important things. Military organization, very important. Construction, very important. Or sorry, military organization, improved keeps are very important because this gives you buildings. And then from here, whatever you want, although legalism is pretty good. But that's it. That's really what it comes down to. You can sort of do your own thing from there. Army tab. Oh yeah, you're not married. I'm sorry. I will find you someone to marry, my good half-brother. Ooh. That's interesting. Let us just have him marry some... Can I get an alliance out of someone here? Genoa's kind of far away. Puglia. It's in France, I think. Or Italy. Alright, Corintha, Barcelona. None of these we want. Ah! Normandy. Excellent. Alliance with Duke William the Bastard. Perfect. Let us... Oh, she is 7 years old. Maybe that's not going to work. Alright, whatever. Let's just find him someone really old. It doesn't really matter. Sure, this person is terrible. And she's already had a husband who's dead. She has a ton of children. You can marry her, because I don't really like you. So have fun. And then my other sibling here, well, he's a half-brother again, so I don't really care. You can marry this hunchback lady from Swabia, who's also already been married. There, have fun with that, guys. Alright, back to what I was talking about. So military, you have your vassals, you can see how much troops are giving you. Again, our bishop is not giving us any troops because he doesn't like us more than the Pope. So it's something you want to look into. Boats are something you really don't want to worry about right now. Again, we're playing as Ireland. We don't need boats to get to anywhere in England. There's land bridges here between Ulladulla and the Isles. We don't want to worry about the rest of the world for a very long time. So get Ireland, work on the rest of England and Scotland. After that, hey, maybe you can go do something in the mainland. I suppose they're very expensive. Mercenaries have an upfront cost. They have a monthly cost, and they have a number here showing how many troops there are. Right now, you're not going to be able to afford any mercenaries, but later on, they're very good. Holy Orders are like mercenaries, upfront cost. They don't have any monthly cost, just the upfront, but they cost piety instead of gold to buy, and you can only use them against infidels, which is, of course, people of differing religions. And right here, intrigue. We don't have any plots that we can choose right now. A lot of the times that'll be bumping people off or sieging territory, like seizing it, sorry, getting claim for it yourself. All this kind of stuff here. These are just events you can do. Look through them on your own time. Go through each one, look at the question mark, and then look at the check mark here and see what it does. I will say, holding a feast every once in a while is a good idea. It gives you a bit of prestige, but it makes you, like, events pop up, and you learn a lot of things about people. Another really good thing, if you ever get the money, go on a pilgrimage. The second we are at peace, I will go on a pilgrimage. I think it's one of the best events to take once in your life as any character. You get the pilgrim trait, which makes other pilgrims like you, makes religious people like you, and on top of that, it has chances to give you like events that are very good. Sometimes you get bad things out of it. You may come back and feel like, oh, I'm cynical because blah blah blah, I didn't like it. That's okay, but it's always an experience. I just received a call to arms here. Navarra is going to war with Aragon. Well, that's fine. Aragon is going to get wrecked. Nice thing about playing Ireland, always say yes to wars, to foreign wars, because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Nobody's going to come all the way to Ireland. They never do. And if they do, that's fun for you. So, let's see. How much do we need to siege this? Just 800 now. Okay. Time to raise our levies back up. Walk in and murder all these people. For, you know, God and stuff. In the intrigue tag, you can also check your prisoners. See how much they like you. We can release them. This will make them like you even more. Why you'd want to do that? There's almost no reason to, unless you're trying for some sneaky stuff. You can execute them. Never do that. Just leave them in prison to rot, in my opinion. Or you can ransom them. If you can, why not? You can get some money just to get them back out there. Factions only happen when you have a lot of angry vassals. This is an event that'll pop up a lot. So our half-brother here is like, oh, I'm a better steward than your current steward. By 1 point, yes. But I want the mayor to like me because he's important, and my half-brother is doing nothing for me. So I'm saying, I rule. And he gets prestige lost, and he hates me more, but I don't really care. Because I am the king. So, finally, faction tab. This is, okay, look, we won the war, good. Things will pop up here if we have people plotting against us en masse. Like someone saying like, oh, I should really be king of Ireland. And like 20 other guys are like, yeah, you really should. And then it'll be like, whoa, there's a faction here and everybody is going to kill you. That's good to know, because you can find out who's in it and maybe bribe them out of it or talk them out of it or kill them. Which is why I often look at one of those options. So a son was born to Brian Mac Murchad. This is actually our half-brother. Oh, that's our son! Oh, my goodness, he looks like our half-brother. Except for the beard, I guess. He's got our other one's beard. Wow. An upstanding man. Gwenllian Furch Bledin. Wow. That is a terrible name for a wife. I'm sorry for you. Well, we're allowed to name his son. The reason we're allowed is because he is our dynastic heir. In fact, you're going to be allowed to name a lot of people if they're within your kingdom and their family. We're going to call him Riggin is an okay name. But we will call him Brian the Second. It's beautiful. Brian 2 MacBrian. Brian 2 MacBrian Wa Brian. Beautiful. That is a beautiful name. Of course, in this game, when you're playing Ireland, Mac is just another way of saying son of, much like the Vikings had Sven's son, Ragnar's son, etc. Mac Merchad. We are Merchad, so every time you put Brian, you'll have Brian, MacBrian, Brian. Whatever, it's fun. That is what we're doing. We've almost conquered this territory, mostly because I've had it paused for a long time, so I can explain things. Religion. Wow, cool stuff going on here. If you're playing the game, don't care about this. Literally, never even look at this page unless you're bored. There's just no reason to. It complicates the game. It's a very interesting element, but it complicates the game. You shouldn't really worry about it, especially not when you're playing as Ireland. So, we have 100%. We'll offer peace. You're part of our kingdom now, sucker. How's that feel? And he's like, oh, that doesn't feel very good. Okay. You'll notice, we've had our Chancellor here for a long time. We haven't got our claim yet. He hasn't given us one. So we're sitting there and we're like, well, how do we conquer more territory if we have to wait on this guy with a, like, 16% chance to get us a claim? Well, oh yeah, I forgot I was going to marry off our nephew, too. I have just a person in mind. Who's this? Sure. Marry them off. I don't care. So you can wait on this guy, and most people still think that's the only way to do it. Fabricate a claim and just wait. Incorrect. There's a lot of ways to go about it. My favorite way... So say we're fabricating a claim here. Click on the Petty Kingdom of Connaught. You'll notice that is actually 2 territories. That's bad. And you click the de jure to make sure it's there. That's bad. It's not good for us. Let's try County of Laggan. The Duchy of Leinster. It's 2 territories. Again, that's bad. That's 2. Ireland has a lot of 2s, which is bad. Ulster. Okay. Excellent. We'll go with Ulster. So if we... That's actually where we should be headed, so we'll put him over here. So if we click on the county here, the Duchy of Ulster, you'll notice 4 territories. Again, how we used our duchy to get the last territory, we can do that here. If you have 51% of the counties in a duchy, you can create the duchy. So 51 is a bad number. But if there's 3 or 4 counties in a duchy, we can get this one, and this one with claims, and then create the duchy and just, oh, we own this territory and get the last one. In fact, by doing that, we should have almost enough to form Ireland, if we can get all those. Now, again, some people know that, but there's one more way still to get the territories you want. So, say we want here, you laid. You click the claimants button. Now, there's none for here, so you just keep trying. Ah, there is a claimant here. So there's a few people here that are claimants for this territory, which means they have a claim on it, much like we're trying to get. So let's see. Merchad, okay. See if we can get any for here. Oh, one of our courtiers! That was stupid. I shouldn't have sent our Chancellor there. So, you'll see here, Domhnall here. It's a courtier. So what we can do is we can declare war and claim this territory for our courtier. So basically all we're doing is we are changing who's in charge. Now, hang on, let us, vassals, mayor. Can we revoke title? No. That's fine. So let's go ahead and declare war on this guy. And again, we're not calling in our allies. because we don't need them for this. But that's what you can just... Wow, they have a lot of troops, though. Oh, I forgot to check that. Sorry, we have more, but it's still scary. So, we'll merge our troops together. That looks good, and yeah, we'll just march on them. Double check there's no river crossings. None, excellent, and it is plains, so no problem. So, again, we're just going to go through, look at claimants, and you can see if they would accept an invitation to our court or not. Now, one thing you can do, unfortunately we don't have a lot of children. We should win this fight. So one thing we can do, no claimants here. Excellent. So this guy here, Gilla Patrick, Steward of Austriage, he hates his liege. So we right-click him, invite to court, yes. And he's going to join our court now. Oh, cool, yeah. Okay, so he's joining our court. Again, we just want to finish off this stack so it doesn't come back and kill us. Now we can declare war on these guys. Because we have someone in our court who we can say, look, I don't have a right to own your country, your county, but he does. And I'm going to put him in charge. And by doing that, you not only make people love you, and now they're in charge and they love you, and that's amazing, but you also get territory. And that would normally take a very long time to get. So hopefully we can move our Chancellor now. No, not yet. Oh well. Okay, so we've killed them all. Let's go march on his capital. How long till I can move his Chancellor? Now, excellent. So we're going to put him over in this territory. And that's it. That's all it takes to unite Ireland. I mean, we're 4 years in. I could have sped this up. A petty wench is throwing herself at you. Do we gain lustful or chaste? Let us... I can't resist her. We've gained lustful. And that's our rate. Awesome. So the bishop now... You see that event there? We put this guy to improve relations. Our bishop now likes us almost more than the Pope. Let us go and give him $32. Ooh, that is a lot. So let's instead award him an honorary title. He will be our cupbearer. So he'll like us 15 more. He gets a little bit of salary, 0.1 ducats. That's okay. So now, after that, he likes us more than the Pope. We go here, vassals. He's now paying us 5.6, a yearly income of 16 ducats. That has just shot our monthly balance up. And that's what you want to do. You have to go around as very much a balancing act. And I'm skipping over the story part of the game. I'm skipping over the family part of the game. We're not doing a lot of events to do stuff like that because I don't need to. You're going to play the game. That's just going to come up and it's going to make it interesting for you. But this is how you sit down, get into the game, and get conquering Ireland. Because once you have Ireland, awesome. Okay, cool. So our bishop likes this even more now. So our new goal is now to just research cultural tech. Tempting. I think instead we're going to go and make the Pope like us. So we'll go ahead and throw him down in Rome. Because having the Pope like you is a good thing. So speed up time all the way to 5 times. Just insane. Are you my new steward? You have a 9. Well, 9's nothing. Oh, it's my nephew again. Get out of here, jerk. Start trying to cause trouble. Should have known. Anyway, we're going to take over this county. And I will show you pressing a claim with the person that we just got. And then we will... oh! Excellent. Oh, our Chancellor died. He was actually really good, although he never did anything, so... Eh. It's fine. Anyway, so let's go ahead here real quick. Our son, his son, so our grandson, Brian 2 MacBrien, he is now 6 years, or 1 years old. Wow, I thought it was when they were 6 that you could assign a guardian. Yeah, it's 6. Well, who needed a guardian then? Oh, I shouldn't have. Donald McBrien. Who are you? My nephew. Oh, I don't really care about you. Okay, so we're just going to have anyone do it, and our half-brother will look after him. However, when your child or your grandchild or someone important to you, really cute little red-haired guy, educate child, we're going to pick someone very important. So, again, you really want this education trait. That's important. Current guardian. Wow. The Marshal of Mumu. I think, yeah, we want this guy for sure. Zealous, impatient, deceitful, envious, flanker, brilliant strategist. I'm down with that. That's what we're all about. We can have our wife do it. Well, like, I mean, our son's wife. So our daughter-in-law. She's a mystic, ambitious. Oh, wow, yeah. We're going to have her do it, actually. He's not 6, but definitely that's what we want. But again, look for that education trait, because you really want that. And we don't have enough troops to siege that, but it's okay, because we can ransom a prisoner. Ooh, yeah, pay us 10 gold. That'd be good. I'm just going to move our troops back to our territory. And offer peace. Yeah. Excellent. So we now own... we don't own it, because we just put the other guy in charge. However... Oh. Oh, yeah, that was my bad. Okay, so I made a mistake. I thought I did this, but I forgot. So, all we did was change who's in charge, but now this guy really likes us. You'll see he likes us. Plus 100. He's always going to like us. So when we eventually do get around to this area, we can get him to join us. If we conquer, for example, this territory, we can just offer him as a vassal. However, we also got a ton of prestige out of it, as you see. It's very, very useful. But the other thing... If he was actually our vassal beforehand, so who's the guy that we just invited to our court that's got a claim? Declare war. Oh yeah, we can't declare war if our troops are out. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Oops. Okay, so this guy right here, our courtier. Let's give him a landed title. Do we have any? We have none. Okay, this is our Chancellor guy. Let us revoke title. Okay, it's gonna make other people not like us for a while. That's fine. See what happens here. He might go in rebellion. Yeah, well, that's fine, whatever. Not the best way to go about it. I'm just doing it really quick so I can show you how to do this. He's got 14,000 guys. That's a big number. Let's, can we hire some mercenaries, maybe? Just the boat ones. Alright. So here's the thing. You made a mistake. Borrow 300 bucks from Jewish money lenders. It's a good thing. Some of those guys here. Yeah, so he's got a river crossing penalty, and we've got, like, way more guys than he does. So there you go. Get dunked. Excellent. And then we'll detach our mercenary army and disband them, because they're just going to cost us a ton of money. Well, we actually killed him, so there's no way that he owns the territory anymore. So let's disband those. Excellent, we're still doing alright. Yeah, and we'll just quickly capture this. Again, I made a bit of a mistake, but I'm just showing you how you should normally do it. Oh, we don't have enough. Should have kept them for a little longer, but they were costing a ton of money. So let's go ahead, walk back to our base, and disband all our troops. And we're just going to heal up real quick. Reinforce our army. So we need a ton. We need, how many? 1,000. So just wait a couple months to get that back. There you go, 1,400 right there. Excellent. Oh, my wife is pregnant. Cool. She's we're 45. Oh, she's only 22. Yeah, I forgot. Okay, cool. Dangerous factions. Yeah, I don't really care about that. Well, actually, I do. Oh, I'd rather you like me would be cool. Can I send you a gift of 32 to like me more? Awesome. He shouldn't still be in this faction here. It's a bit odd. Anyway, whatever. Don't make me take your title too. I'll do it. I'm crazy. Alright. So hopefully, how's this faction going? They have 124% of my army strength, which is not good. Okay, yeah. So now our son is Murchad Mac Murchad. Excellent. Of the House of Brian. Okay, just a little more. Okay, yeah, the dangerous factions went away. They finally realized, hey, this guy paid me money. He's not so bad. It's true, I'm not terrible. Wow, lots of disease messing us up. Just rough. Sorry for extending the length of this video. Should have been shorter, but I made a mistake and I just wanted to show you guys how to do it properly. Okay, so go ahead, offer peace. Cool, enforce our demands. So we now own that title directly ourselves. Except now we don't. Okay, we're gonna banish him. Like, oh, I guess because we killed the guy, we don't own the title anymore. That's really annoying. Right, so we're just going to banish him anyway, just so I can show you guys. So now we own this county, which is what we should have from the beginning. So let's go to our court. Oh, real quick. Who is this guy? Okay, so we're going to make this guy grant a landed title. And we'll give him this county. Alright. So now he's our vassal. He owns this. He loves us now. We've given him title. We've done stuff. So now if we fight this war... Actually, how much does this guy have? 1.8 thousand. We have 1.9 thousand. That's not great. Let's wait a while to recover our troops. Open council position. Our chancellor died again? Man, they gotta stop doing that. It's fine. Okay, we're ready for this fight now. So now, again, what I should have done is, if you have the guy that you're pressing the claim on as a vassal... Oh, dear. Hopefully we have enough. Wow, that was a tough fight. Jeez. Thank goodness we got the reinforcements in time. And it's only because we have 3 flanks. Like, we would have lost otherwise. Or like 2 flanks in the main. Alright. Just kill all these dudes. So much Irish blood being spilled. Let's get rid of these. Oh, excellent! We went from being a tough soldier, and we're now a skilled tactician. That is amazing. And again, just keep wiping out the troops. That's what you want to do. Okay, cool. So we don't even need to siege it. We can offer peace. Boom. So now, you'll notice, and this is what I should have done, and I apologize, but because we had him already as a vassal, when we gave him this territory, now we own it. So that is the meat of quickly expanding your territory, is finding a claimant. Aha! Domhnall, the steward. He will join our court. Let's invite him. Excellent. He's now in our court. Of course, you can marry into this. You can have your family marry into it, which is a lot of time what I do. Is I have many children, daughters and sons, and I marry them off to people. Well, I'm marrying other people into my family, basically, that have claims. And then when you do it, your son owns the territory. Your cousin owns the territory. Well, your nephew or whatever. So now we can declare war on, was it this? Oh, we have to put our troops down. Oops, wrong button. So we can claim it for this guy here. Now again, we need to give him a territory. So, how do we do that? Do I own any counties? That's the question. Let's find out really quick. So our courtier here. Do we have any titles? None. Huh. Alright. So that's interesting. Do you like me? He does now. He does actually like me. I'm a tyrant, but I crushed a major revolt, stuff like that. Will you give me your title, please? Because our other vassals lose 20. But that's okay. And again, sometimes when your king is getting old, for example, we are 46. I don't know how much longer we're going to live. I really don't. So one good thing is to do is as you start dying, just go crazy tyrant mode, because you're going to generate tons of negative diplomacy. But when you die, your son won't have any of that. But anyway, that's how you do it. That is how, so we could have had 5 parts of Ireland. If you want a fourth kingdom, just go here. We go Kingdom of Ireland. Again, make sure you have de jure so you can find that out. And to create it, we need 51% of the counties. We currently own 31%. So you need 7. So we own 4. We could have had 5. We have a claim on 6. But again, when we get over here, this guy loves us. So if we can conquer one of these adjacent territories, we can just offer vassalization, and he will say yes. Because he loves us. So that's how you do it, guys. I'm gonna hopefully see if the video is decent, and I will probably be streaming this soon. Actually, we'll start something up, see if we can get some cool stuff going on. But yeah, take it easy.